Two people shot, one in critical condition after bullets fly in Moline late last night. What we know so far about the victims.
Plus, work continues on the I-74 bridge project, where you can expect delays starting today on the Iowa side of the river.
WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News this morning.
Good morning, everybody, on a Tuesday morning. I'm Redrick Terry.
And I'm Alexandria Ikomoni. Thanks for watching Local 4 News this morning. An investigation is underway after two people were shot last night in Moline. It's developing news this morning.
Local 4 News was first on the scene. It happened last night just after 9:30 on 6th Avenue near 25th Street. When officers got there, they found two 19-year-old victims. One was shot several times and was taken to Unity Point for surgery. That person is in critical condition this morning. The second victim was shot once and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the two were driving eastbound when another vehicle drove up and began to shoot. No arrests have been made at this time. The Moline Police Department is asking anyone with information to contact them or Crime Stoppers of the Quad Cities. That contact information is on your screen.
There was a heavy presence of first responders after a fire breaks out in Davenport. That fire is new this morning. The call came in just after 2:30 and it happened off of 51st Street and Jersey Ridge. Local 4 News was first on the scene and you can see multiple fire trucks there. Most of the damage appears to be in one of the garage units. Firefighters weren't able to give us much information and we don't know how much damage or if anyone was hurt. We will continue to follow the story and bring updates when they become available.
More traffic changes are on the way as construction crews work on the I-74 bridge.
This morning, the Iowa-bound lane is reduced to one lane. Local 4's Andrea Medina joined us live in our newsroom. Andrea, I think we all want to know, how do we get around to avoid this mess?
Redrick, Alexandria, good morning. Yeah, that's the million-dollar question here. For starters, it has basically turned into a corn maze with all the detours, and the traffic is about to get a little bit more hectic. Take a look at this map. Drivers heading into downtown Bettendorf will now need to exit 4 to Grand Street and US 67. To get back onto I-74, they'll need to follow the signs to 14th Street. That detour is about a mile long. They will need to turn left onto Kimberly Road and then make a right on Middle Road to jump back on the ramp. For truck drivers, they will need to take Kimberly Road to Spruce Hills Road to access westbound I-74. This traffic reroute is expected to last through May. With an average of 80,000 drivers getting on this bridge every day, anyone traveling on I-74 or Kimberly Road should plan for longer commutes and watch out for construction zones and workers. Now, both Iowa State Patrol and Bettendorf Police will be monitoring the routes as drivers adjust to the detour. Crews will also be keeping close eye on the traffic lights to avoid backups. They all suggest taking a different bridge to avoid confusion and congestion. Guys.
Andrea, thank you. The father of the man shot and killed last Halloween is speaking out for the first time in a Local 4 News exclusive. He's asking the community to help the police catch his son's killer.
22-year-old Corey Harold Jr. was found shot to death in his car behind City Hall on the morning of October 31st. Police say the suspects started shooting at Harold on River Drive and didn't stop until he was fatally shot on 7th Avenue. Now, the victim's family is saying Harold was hunted down and senselessly killed. They hope by sharing their story, someone will come forward. Local 4's Kelly Bowles reports what the family wants us to know.
It's been almost 5 months since bullets went flying in broad daylight in the heart of Moline, and at just 22 years old, Corey Harold Jr.'s life was cut short by gun violence.
Corey had so much going for himself, and to be taken away from violence like this, they hunted him, they stalked him, it was premeditated.
His family called him a bright young man and entrepreneur who was working toward getting his business degree. But most of all, his cousin Tyson Park says he was a dedicated father to his newborn son, who was just 4 months old when Corey died.
The baby who will never experience the love of his father when he has his first baseball game or basketball game. Those are things that you can never replace.
For Corey's father, who asked not to show his face for privacy reasons, it's been a never-ending nightmare.
I can't walk to my son's house or pick up a phone and talk to him, so as far as my pain, it's never going to go away.
Now they're hoping their story will spare someone else from the same pain.
And this is just as much to bring awareness that this community needs to come together and say, we won't tolerate this.
But Corey's dad says long-term change lies with lawmakers.
Until they incorporate harsher penalties, we're still going to have these problems.
Taking it day by day, Corey's dad is trying to focus on his grandson left behind, with plans to tell him stories about the father that was taken from him too soon.
It's just, it's almost unbearable on our family.
While they can't bring Corey back, they'll keep raising awareness and praying for answers.
We're just praying for justice. Justice for Corey.
Kelly Bowles, Local 4 News.
Now, Corey would have been 23 years old last month. Crime Stoppers of the Quad Cities is offering a $10,000 reward for any information leading to an arrest in that case.
We've seen more impacts from flooding yesterday as the Mississippi River keeps rising. It's forcing roads like River Drive in Davenport to be shut down.
The second round of flooding comes as some people are still dealing with floodwaters from the Rock River. Local 4's Tahir Rahman explains what one neighbor is going through.
Jim Getch has been flying in the Quad Cities for more than 50 years. He's seen these views completely covered by water.
Oh yeah, no, this is not the worst flood we've ever had.
But even he has come across some firsts over the past year.
We never had an October flood before. We had that, and then we had the one in February with the ice that really messed things up to where you couldn't get in and out because it floated everything up and then it froze again. So we had to fight the ice.
Getch has also lived along the Rock River for 41 years and says rising waters are becoming more frequent on both the Rock and Mississippi rivers.
I've seen 3 and 4 years we didn't have a flood, but the last few years we have had a lot more floods.
That means more post-flood cleaning and recovery.
What I got to do when this all goes down is I go in and I take a squeegee and push the mud up and spread it out someplace, and then I'll take my pressure washer and bleach and scrub and clean.
While he hopes there aren't any more neighborhood cleanups anytime soon, Getch says he knows Mother Nature might have different plans.
You always hope no, but the weather's been goofy anymore, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Tahir Rahman reporting. And the Mississippi River is expected to fall back from major to moderate flood stage later this week.
The infamous truck-eating bridge strikes again. The Harrison Bridge in Davenport was the culprit this time. It took this recycling container off of a truck yesterday afternoon. Wow.
Yikes. Yeah, this
Scary.
it is scary. It's just so amazing, really, at this point, how often this happens.
Wow.
I mean, it continues to happen, and I guess there's a point, even though there is a little bit of a turn there where trucks can turn down if they realize, okay, can't make it through here.
Right.
But the amount of times it happens on a year-to-year basis is pretty incredible.
So I've actually seen the bridge, but I've never seen, of course, a truck actually try to attempt to go through it. But I can see like how low it is where I'm nervous, like trucks, you got to really see, can you make it? And don't test the waters.
Definitely don't.
Because it can be dangerous, Ash. I mean,
oh yeah, it is.
What?
I've driven behind some, and I like put up my brakes on a little bit and back up. Are they going to try it? Usually they turn, but every now and then they don't. And
wow.
I've got a lot in common with this bridge. When we hungry, we eat. I tell you. All righty, here it is, folks. This morning, the Iowa-bound traffic on I-74 down to one lane. Doesn't mean you should use the truck-eating bridge if you need to get around necessarily, but for the mid-20s so far, this not a bad start this morning. We're all getting a little desperate, but please be careful. 26 in the metro area, 27 in Muscatine, 30 in Galena, and 23 in Galesburg. Winter chicken dinner here starting off this Tuesday morning. A little on the cool side. Winds aren't bad, though. You see wind chill is kind of negligible. Lots of sunshine today, and we are going to climb back in the lower 50s, and with winds calmer than yesterday, I mean, we're looking at a very, very pleasant day all the way up to the lower 50s this afternoon with that sunshine beating down on us. It's a good Tuesday. 52 the high temperature, and then tonight we are going to fall back down to the 30s, very, very close to average, and actually going to get in the 60s by tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
It's gonna be
Time
nice.
to open up those pools.
Jeez.
Wait, calm down, relax.
I just want to hear her reaction.
I know.
It's like, what is going on?
Listen, that's shorts weather at this point.
Oh, I'm telling you, I wore shorts yesterday to go to the gym, which got back in the gym for the first time in a while.
Yes.
Stop it.
Yes.
Anyways, but yeah, it was comfortable.
Oh yeah.
That's different. Gym and back. That's it. Not the pool.
We'll get to that.
Oh my God. Coming up, learning how your taxes work going into the first full year of the new tax laws.
How it could impact your check and your end of the year refund. That's next for your money.
Time now, 6:11. You're watching Local 4 News this morning.
WHBF is local for you with Frederick Terry, Alexandria Ikomoni, and meteorologist Ash Simpson. This is Local 4 News this morning in high definition.